I'm Rachel Zimmerman. I am a senior studying sport and recreation management, and I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia. So I worked with an Australian football rules team, Swans District, and I was just a basic intern. So for my internship, my manager really wanted me to get a whole experience of it, which was awesome. He kind of had me doing a little bit of everything. Each day was different, and he would tell me like before we went into the week what I'd be doing. But just some of the stuff that I did a lot of was working with community events. So we went out to schools. We taught kids a game of Marangrook, indigenous game. I did a lot of like accounting, I did a lot of marketing, I did a lot of working the game days and just kind of like promotional stuff with that. Anytime we had events, I would set up for that. I met with like their business partners, I would sit in on different meetings. So they really just had me doing a whole lot of everything to see the whole experience. So the biggest lesson that I learned definitely was what I want to do now as a future career path. Because I had this great experience where I got to try out stuff, I kind of found out like what stuff I liked and what stuff I didn't like as much. So for me, the team I was working with was heavily involved with their community, and I loved working those events. So I think it kind of made me realize that I want to look into more community relations, and having a team that like gives back is so important because sports are really like unpredictable, but you can have fans from just being so involved. So since it was in Australia, it was a little different. I've obviously worked in the US before, but Australia surprised me how they view their work-life balance. Anytime I'd ask for off, my boss was like, oh yeah, for sure, like you need a balance of like work and play, where I feel like sometimes in the US it is a little more like you need to grind and like work a lot. So it was a little shocking that it was more of like a relaxed atmosphere and like they just want you to have a good balance in your life. Yeah, so being in the Heart School is how I actually got my internship. It was through JMU. It's a JMU internship, and I would have probably never like heard of this opportunity or got to experience that. And then everything else with the Heart School is just really helpful, like furthering my career by having us have so many guest speakers and having so many career fairs and just all that kind of stuff like pushes me to the next level. Advice for students looking for an internship or job is just apply everywhere. There's so many more things out there that you don't really know about. Like, don't be set on just like one specific career, because honestly, like that's just not really realistic. Like, look at different teams, look even at different countries. That's what I did, and just keep trying and realize that like you're gonna hear no a lot, but the more that you put yourself out there and the more that you apply, like the chances of you finding something is better. So other experience I have, currently I work at UREC, the university gym. I've worked here for over a year now, and I also work with JMU Athletics in their marketing program. At UREC, I'm the recreation manager. I do different things on day to day, but normally the routine is kind of being in charge of all the recreation centers. So we oversee like the basketball courts, volleyball, pickleball, badminton, all of that area, and we kind of monitor, make sure people are following the rules, do setups, do takedowns, just make sure that everyone's like happy and like able to access stuff. And then another part of being manager is I have to help people with lockers and unlock them.